Hello there folks, my name's John. I am here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today, as I always come to you with, we have another new addition to our inventory lineup here at Hankster's Hot Rods. This car here that we're going to go over today, this is a 1970 Ford Maverick, and we're going to call it out as grabber styled. Again, we don't know 100% if this car is an actual grabber. It seems to have everything that the grabber would have had, although we do have, you know, a different motor underneath the hood, but we will go over that as we get to that point. As you can see here, our grabber here, or grabber style Maverick here, is done in the green exterior. We've had several of the blue ones, and they have not lasted long at all. I mean, as soon as we get them on our website, they are gone. They are a very popular car. But again, the green I like, just for the simple fact you see a lot of the blue ones out there. You don't get to see a lot of the other colors most of the time. So this one being kind of, you know, one of those colors that you don't see, I like it. It makes it different. Obviously you can see all of the black trim on this car. It just really sets this car off. It really does. You can see the front bumper, the front grille, the headlight buckets, the bezels there. You can see the striping up over the hood, which, by the way, you do have the steel hood here with the dual hood scoops. All of your trim around the windows, even things like your windshield wipers here, you do have all that black trim on the exterior of the car that really set this car off and make it look nice and tough here. Obviously, also the black striping down the side of the car here is in excellent condition, and also you have the Maverick badging here on the side, which is all done in black as well. Very nice on this car. As far as our wheels and tires go, we do have 15-inch wheels. Now this would have been an upgrade from factory. They would have originally had a 14-inch, but these are the 15-inch, kind of the torque thrust D style wheel there. The 5-spoke design. The finish on these is in great shape. A nice set of Cobra Radial GT tires on all 4 corners. We do have sizes on these of 235/60/15s on the front, and then 255/60/15s on the back of the car. So it just gives it a nice stance, and again, the tread is in great condition on the tires. As you can see, panel fitment here, as far as the fenders, doors, and the rear quarters, all of your gaps on these doors are nice and tight, both to the front and the back here. All of your body lines, all of your elevations with your other panels are all right in line with everything. It looks great down the side of the car, nice and straight. All of your door handles too, those are all done in the black. Even, like I said, your drip rail moldings here, the trim around your windows here, and the rear mirrors, or the passenger side and driver's side mirrors here. These are all done in the black. Again, it just sets everything off very nice. And by the way, this is a remote adjustable mirror. Now let's go ahead and open our door up. We'll take a look at the interior on this car, which again, all done in the black. It's a black vinyl upholstery. Your door panels are in great shape, all done in black. Your armrest is in great condition too. A lot of times you'll see some wear and tear on these, maybe some splits or cracks in them. This one, no splits or cracks, in great shape. You can see the seat upholstery, which, by the way, is a split bench front with the headrests. No rips or tears in the interior or the upholstery. The carpeting is in great condition there. You do have your factory dash, factory instrumentation. It does, however, have 3 aftermarket gauges in it, and it's your traditional 3, your water temperature, oil pressure, and voltmeter. It does also have the aftermarket B&M shifter there. I believe that's I think it's a B&M Quicksilver shifter, if I'm not mistaken there. Seat belts up front there. So again, everybody up front's going to be nice and safe in this car. And then as far as our weather stripping here up around the tops of the doors here, everything is in great condition here. You can see the black trim on your flip out quarter windows, black trim around the top of the door frame here. Then again, all of your weather stripping around the door, nice and soft, no rips or tears, no chunks torn out of it. You even have your little rubber bump stops there on the door. So all of that is in great shape. Close it up, it closes nice and easy, good solid closing door there too. Again, like I already mentioned, the black stripes continue all the way to the back end of the car, and then they kind of run into that bumper back here, again, all done in black. Your rear window trim on this car is in great shape, again, done in black here, all attached as it should be, no chips or cracks in the glass anywhere around the car, all of which is in great shape. Of course, on the Maverick, traditionally, like your stock Mavericks and so forth, you would have just had your hood or your trunk lid and so forth come back here nice and flat. On your grabber models, you would have had this trunk spoiler with the end caps there. Again, we're calling this as a grabber style, but it does have all of this. So like I said, we're not 100% sure if it is, but it's got basically everything that it would have had. Blacked out tail panel as well, blacked out tail light bezels. The lenses are in great shape. Blacked out rear bumper. If we go below that, you've got the rear lower valance, which has the provisions for your tailpipes to come through, dual tailpipes, and as you can see, blacked out tailpipes on that as well. We'll go ahead and open our trunk, show you the interior of the trunk, which again is in great shape. So as we raise the trunk lid up, the underside of the trunk lid painted the same green as the rest of the exterior of the car. All of your weather strips here all the way around in great condition, nice and soft, meet right together here in the center. All of your water channels here, your rain channels or gutters here, those are all good and solid, so that's going to direct your water away from there. If you ever get caught out in the rain anywhere, nothing's going to come inside the trunk. You can look at the floor inside here, and it is in great condition here. Finished off, just all done in black here. And again, as I say, with a lot of the Fords, like the Mustangs and even these grabbers, a majority of your trunk floor is your fuel tank because they mount in from the top side here. So the metal on that tank is in great shape. Your fuel fill neck and everything is in great condition. Of course, your fuel fill cap right here, that's in great shape too. We'll close this up. And again, you can look at your gaps even on this trunk lid here. Trunk lid is lined up about as good as what you could possibly ask for, all the way around. Nice tight gaps on this. Like I said, body work wise, panels, fitment, if you look down the side of the car, super straight down both sides of this Maverick. So as we work our way around here in the car, we'll get to the passenger side. Again, down the whole side of the car, nice and straight. You can see the condition of the wheels and tires all the way around. That black stripe as it goes from the tail all the way up to the front. Again, all the same stuff over here. All of your trim, your moldings and so forth, your rain gutter moldings here, those are in great shape, all done in the black. I always run my finger through that rain gutter to make sure it's nice and smooth through there, and it is. All of your, like your quarter flip out windows here, they do function, and the trim around those is in great shape. The glass, no chips or cracks in any of the glass all the way around. Like I said, we've got the matching mirror over here painted black as well. Black door handles, nice tight gaps to the back, as well as the front of the door. And again, as you can notice, all of your body lines all match up. All of your elevations with your front fender and your rear quarter panel are in great shape on this car. We'll open the door up from this side. That way, again, you get to see the interior from both sides. Again, that split bench seat up front with the headrest, the upholstery is in great shape. You got your seat belts there. The carpeting's in great shape. No rips, tears, or fading. The dash itself is in good condition there too. Rear seat also. I mean, you can take a look at that. No rips or tears in any of the upholstery. Again, just a nice overall, you know, looking car here. We'll go ahead and close this up next. Again, good solid shutting door. Everything lines up like I said, so there's no problems closing that. As we come around now, we'll see that matching black Maverick badging there on that front fender. And then we'll just make our way around to the front where we kind of started from. Now, as far as the headlights on this car, it looks like they put, you know, maybe an aftermarket headlight in here, probably like a high intensity headlight there. So you should have no problem seeing, you know, at night or at dusk there whenever you're driving around. But again, you can see that black front bumper here. It's just gorgeous on this car. The actual grille all blacked out just like the Grabbers would have been. Of course, down below, you've got that front air dam down there too to complete the look. As we look up a little further then, as we mentioned already, you've got the hood here with the black stripe up over it, the dual hood scoops too, just a nice tough look for this little Mustang or little Ford Grabber here. And then like I mentioned there earlier, got the all black wiper arms, a nice set of wiper blades here, the windshield itself, no chips or cracks, and again, all your trim work done in black, all attached as it should be and in great condition. Now let's go underneath the hood. Now bear with me here as I look for the hood latch. I think I found it, and there it is. So what we'll do now is grab our hood prop. Just need to, there it is, figure out how to get it out of there. Okay. So there we are. We've got our hood open. It's kind of done in the black here underneath here with the green around the exterior of it. The actual engine bay itself all done in black as it should be. And then of course, now we have our engine. So now we get to talk about our drivetrain in this car. So as I mentioned from the start, this would not be the original motor for this car. It has been supplemented here with a newer model, 302, and I'll go into a little bit more depth there. It is, we dated it out, you know, checked all the codes and stuff on it, and it seems to be about a 90s 302 Windsor motor. Now again, it's got some upgrades on it there we'll go over. We were told that this is a 347 stroker, and boy, when we get a chance to fire this up for you here in a little bit, this thing sounds phenomenal. I would not doubt that it is that, but we did not build the motor, so I cannot comment on the internals of the motor. I can only go off of what I see as far as the casting numbers, and it's a 302 Windsor as far as that's concerned. Obviously, you can see things have been upgraded on it. We've got the chrome Ford Motorsport air cleaner element there on it. We've got the chrome valve covers with the Ford Motorsport Ford Racing breathers. We've got the, I believe that's a quick fuel, I want to say, I think it's a Brawler carburetor, but again, just kind of double check our options on our website there for sure, but trying to go off of memory here with it. But again, a 4-barrel carburetor, you can see it's got the dual feed lines on it, got the electric choke on it as well. Obviously, you can see it's been upgraded to an MSD distributor here as well. I'm just kind of looking around here for the coil so I can point out to you exactly what that is. So it might be around, not exactly sure. Oh, here we go. We got the MSD 6AL ignition box down here. So again, complete MSD ignition. That's going to make that ignition fire a lot more efficiently, give you a much better spark too, which is going to give you a lot more power to the engine. Of course, with the carburetor, we've got an aluminum intake on it as well, so that's going to help with fuel delivery too. So not only do you have the fuel delivery, you've got the spark to go along with it, and it's got a nice set shorty style ceramic coated headers here with a complete dual exhaust with Flowmaster mufflers on it that's going to help it breathe also. So all of that is going to be, you know, good as far as performance on this motor goes. Now it is a power brake car. It's got discs up front, drums on the rear, complete with the emergency brake all hooked up. Looks like we got an aluminum water pump down here with aluminum pulleys on it as well. It's a manual manual steering car, but again, these cars here, nice and light on the front ends, so you're not gonna have an issue with it turning. As a matter of fact, once you get rolling, the input there of the steering, probably gonna be a little better for you not having the power steering on a car like this. Nice aluminum radiator here in the car with an electric spall fan behind it. That's gonna help keep things nice and cool for you as well. Mechanical fuel pump and such, and you can see all of your hoses, all of your lines and everything, all routed nice and neat. Everything is you know, leak free. I don't see any drips or anything. We also have a nice set of, it looks like Flowtech aluminum heads there on the car. So again, aluminum intake, 4-barrel carburetor, aluminum heads, the headers, all of that stuff is going to play a big role into how this car performs, which is going to be great. Now, behind this motor, we do have the C4 automatic transmission. And then we have the Ford 8.8 rear end in it. And I'm kind of drawing a blank as far as the rear end gear. We'll give a look at that here when we get it on the lift, and I will call that out for you. I do know it's a POSI unit in the rear end there with that Ford 8.8 rear. So that's really about it as far as our walk around goes on our Ford Maverick here. So what we'll do here usually is we're going to go back, get this on the lift, go through the complete underside with you, as well as fire this motor up and let you hear just how strong that little motor sounds. But before we do, as I always go over with you, as far as retail pricing and so forth on our website. So depending on where it is you're viewing this from, what I always tell people is to go directly to our website, www.hanksters.com. There you'll see the complete options list on this car, a write-up on the car, and upwards of 100 photos for this vehicle, as well as a video that you're viewing right now. With that, you're going to see the retail pricing on there, and that retail pricing is going to include enclosed shipping to anywhere within the 48 contiguous states. It's also going to include our Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. What that basically entitles you to is if anything at all goes awry with the motor, transmission, rear end, as far as internally lubricated parts on those items. Driveline, again, that's all powertrain. Just give us a call and we will be glad to start walking you through the process of the whole warranty. Again, that's 3-month, 3,000 miles. As far as the shipping, I've just gone over that. The only other thing I like to go over is add-ons, you know, different accessories and so forth. So if you're looking at this car and you say, well, you know, I'd like to maybe add something to it or change something, whatever that may be, just shoot us a phone call, an email, or a text message. Let us know what that is that you're looking to have added or changed on the car. We'll be glad to go to work for you, get you pricing on parts and labor to have it all installed and ready to go for you. Yeah, let us go to work for you to help you with your decision to purchase your next muscle car or classic car. So with that said, we'll go ahead and shut this all up now. We'll get it on our lift to go through the underside, and then we'll fire that motor up for you. Hey folks, so here we are once again back at our lift. We've got our 1970 Ford Maverick here up in the air. We're going to go through this car now as we do all of them, and just front to back and give you exactly what we're seeing underneath here as far as all the components, frame and floor conditions, all the running gear, the drivetrain, steering, suspension, braking, wheels and tires, all of that. We're going to go over that right now. So starting here at the front, first and foremost, we're going to see that we do have the front air dam on the front of the car here. Again, that just kind of gives it a nice kind of racy or aerodynamic look here for the Maverick. The other thing I can see up here, which we've already touched on from going underneath the hood on this car, and that is the fact that it does have a nice aluminum radiator on it with the electric fan. As far as all of our cross members up here, this all looks good here. The cross member here to where your strut rods all come to and bolt through, through, that is in good shape, nice and straight all the way across there. Again, with the Ford stuff, you mostly have like the strut rod front suspension, which this has, all the bushings here at the cross member, as well as all your mounting hardware and so forth back here at your lower control arms. All of that looks to be in really good condition on this car too. You also have a front sway bar on this car too, and that's going to help this car corner a lot better. So all your bushings here at the frame and back here at the sway bar end links on both sides, those all look to be in great shape. Of course, your control arms here, upper and lowers, that's just all stock stuff there. Ball joints on both have been checked over, greased, maintained, everything good roadworthy wise there. And the steering on the car. Now this is a manual steering car, but we always check over things like the drag length, the pitman arm, your tie rods, tie rod ends, and everything looks to be in really good condition on this car. Nice and straight, greased up, all your rubber dust boot covers and so forth, those are all intact. As far as out at the ends then, as far as brakes go, this does have power brakes. It's disc brake up front, and then of course drum out on the back, and we'll get to see that here in just a little bit. As far as the wheels and tires, we do have a very nice set of the Torque Thrust D style wheels here, the traditional 5-spoke design with the painted centers there. You've got the Cobra Radial GT tires, and those are 235/60 R15s on the front. So again, nice wheel and tire combination for the car. As we come back underneath here, we're going to start to talk about our drive line now from the underside anyways. So again, based off of what we've already talked about here with the motor, after checking the casting numbers and the date codes and so forth, we can very safely say that this is a 302 cubic inch Windsor motor. Now, as far as it being a numbers match or anything like that, it's not going to be that. And we were told that it's a 347 stroker, but you know, again, we did not build it, so I base everything off of casting numbers. So therefore, I can clearly call out that it is a 302 cubic inch Windsor. As far as the oil pan itself, as you can see, the oil pan's in fantastic shape. Drain plug nice and dry around that, and the whole way around the pan up there also nice and dry. As we come back to the transmission, we do have the C4 automatic transmission. The trans pan itself is nice and dry, and it does have the flywheel cover here intact, so it's going to keep any kind of dirt and debris away from your flywheel there. Now as we come back a little further here, still kind of in combination with our transmission here, our cross member. This is in nice shape here, all bolted in here, nice and straight. The actual mount is in great shape too. And then as we come back and check our output shaft seal, that is nice and dry all the way around. All of your transmission lines, brake lines and so forth that we see underneath here, fuel lines also included in that. Everything is dry all the way around. The other thing we can talk about now is the exhaust, as we can see that hanging down here. So it starts up here. We've got a nice set of shorty style ceramic coated headers, full dual exhaust, as you can see all the way back. We've got the dual Flowmaster mufflers, and then a very nice set of tailpipes up over top of the rear end, with them ending with a nice blacked out exhaust tip back there to complete the look of this car. We'll come back a little further here. We're checking out kind of the frame and the floors now. So the frame that we see underneath here, nice and straight all the way back here as far as what it comes. The floor itself looks phenomenal underneath here. No patching that I can see, good and solid. Again, this is all your typical floors here. You can see all of your stamping lines, all of your drain plug and holes and stuff plugged up just the way that they should be. Your drive shaft, if you give this a look here, this is an aluminum drive shaft here. As you can see, it is balanced, it's weighted back here, so that's going to help eliminate any kind of driveline vibrations you may have. If we look out at things like our pinch welds and our rockers on both sides, pinch welds are nice and straight all the way down both sides of the car, and the rockers are good and solid all the way down. As we come back a little further, we're going to see all of our cables and such are all hooked up for our emergency brake going to those rear drum brakes. brakes, and those are functional too, by the way. We get back here now to the rear end. Now this is going to be your Ford 8.8 rear end here. It's nice and dry all the way around your third member assembly. The snout here on your pinion here, nice and dry there as well. This has a 323 gear in it, and it's a POSI unit on that. And as you can also see here, exhaust is all mounted up nice and neat here, good and solid too. You're not going to see any or hear any kind of rattling or anything on this car. Everything's mounted up good and solid. As far as the rear suspension goes, we do have multi-leaf rear suspension. We've got a set of air shocks too on the back here, which is kind of nice. You can use those to raise and lower the rear ride height on the car very easily just by hooking up an air hose to it and setting it at the desired height that you want. And then also, as far as the brakes, I've already mentioned it's drum brake back here with the emergency brake hooked up. If we want to come back now and take a look at the rear wheels and tires, again, just to give you that overall condition now. Again, the Cobra Radial GTs on the back also. We've got two 55/60 R15s back here. And again, the tread's in great shape. The 15-inch Torque Twist D style wheels back here. Again, the finish on those is in great shape too. As we go back underneath the car here, underneath our Maverick, we'll see the fuel tank here. That's in great condition as well. No dents or dings in that fuel tank. Your sending unit, all of your hoses and lines and so forth, nice and dry all the way around. All of your mounting hardware and so forth too, same thing, all in great shape on this car. The frame rail sections back here, those are all nice and square, good and straight all the way back here. And that's honestly about it as far as our 74 Maverick goes. As you can see, underside of this car is in outstanding condition. So what we'll do at this point is we'll go ahead and get this down off of our lift. We'll go underneath the hood, we'll fire that 302 motor up. Like I said, we were told 347, but I only go off of what we can physically see and tell, and that is the fact that the casting numbers state that it is a 302. So we'll go ahead, check that out. We'll see what that sounds like along with this dual Flowmaster exhaust.